I knew this wasn't really my story. I'm simply a cog in the machine's fabric. I made a mistake that sparked the fire of this epic, as all fools do. At any rate, I'm going to begin here because I can. One day I won't be able to write anymore. Besides, Meyer Stallion has us all writing these letters to you to test your skills, High Priestess. Will you recognize us for who we are? Are you worthy? Of course you are. We all believe in you, especially me. I'm entangled in your life by pedigree, for I am your father. Your story, High Priestess, begins a long time ago in another realm, in the land of your origin, land of the dragons, Satin Varna, a dimension ruled by shape-shifting dragon folk. Of course there were humans in Satin Varna too. They were servants and populace. The humans were very skilled servants, and dragons were interested in having all beautiful things, including humans, as pets. Well, since dragons were intelligent enough to understand how to shapeshift, they could take on the form of the humans and acquire those they desired, parade around as them, mate with them. I was a human guard to the most handsome prince of the royal Winged Shadow family, Artemis Winged Shadow. The competing dragon kingdom in Satin Varna, which sadly no longer has a name, had a princess. This forgotten kingdom bore a crystalline race of dragons that no longer exists. Pleaded to the prince, the elders pleaded on the kingdom's behalf that Artemis wed their princess to preserve their race. The princess was beautiful, so beautiful. Artemis was smitten, of course. He was, as I told you before. All dragons love beautiful things, but he was wary because a prince has to be. All beautiful things are coveted and easily broken. A prince is in search of a queen, a woman who knew how to handle jewels. She was a crystal herself. Her name was Valerie Heathwitch, and unfortunately for Prince Artemis, she loved me at first sight. There was nothing Artemis could do. I had her heart instantly. Perhaps it was my eyes, so blue and white, my kind human nature, so eager to please her. She wanted me, and oh, how could I refuse her? Her scales were an iridescent aquamarine, her hair hued a silver rainbow fume of opalescent shimmers, the epitome of a goddess. Me, a mere human, her an ethereal sentinel. It wasn't an egg she laid, but a baby, mine, ours, you. Artemis was vengeful. He came for Valerie first, and she told him what had happened. He took her to the ancient Antrimino volcano, where he transformed her into what the dragons call eternal servants, a gargoyle who will live as long as it remains unbroken. It is a transmutation of perfect alchemy, a stoning curse, and Artemis performed it without a second thought. He was a master magician, even then. He came for me second, naturally, his best friend, but by that time you were already far across time and space, to a place where I hoped you would be safe long enough to withstand his wrath. The dragon's revenge will travel decades, eons, on, and there you stood, in the path of the cyclone dragon's way. When he dropped me in that volcano to curse me to stone for eternity, I thought I was going to die. It felt as if my skin was being cooked alive. I could feel Artemis's magic around me, not letting me breathe, not letting me die, burning a piece of himself alongside me, binding us, transforming my essence to stone. It was agony. I wanted it to end. It is a half-life, this cursed life, freedom so far from me, and yet I've always loved him, always sworn to protect him, Artemis. I do not mind being his slave, and as pitiful as it is, I ask that he accepts my daughter's love as recompense for my transgressions, if such a thing can be made so. Melandra, this is how unique you are. You are your mother's daughter, a gem in every way. I can't wait to see you again and become acquainted with the embodied version of the High Priestess so that she will never die. If you've made it this far, welcome to the Major Arcana. I'm so proud of you. Your father, the Gargoyle, the Fool.